I just want to make a follow-up video on this Shahid Buttar. This is Ben Burgess, one of these leftists or liberals, whatever, and how these guys, they're getting their ass bitten by #MeToo, listen and believe. And of course, now it's an issue that someone that they back is getting zapped.
Abandoning you, without hearing all of the facts. And I think that between what happened to you and what happened to Alex Morse, who was accused, well, there were some extremely vague accusations against Morse, which is actually something the cases have in common. And a lot of people who I think maybe should have known better took it seriously, right? That it was obviously his
Took it seriously. You believe in #MeToo. You believe in these things, Ben. I mean, come on, man. This is pathetic. Let me show you something. Here I found you in the comments section, Mr. Burgess. Do you believe in listen and believe, and are you a supporter of #MeToo? If either of these are true, why did you bother interviewing Shahid Buttar? Buttar is guilty by default, end of story, which is true if you believe in that. Now let's take a look at his record. I don't believe and ever have that allegations should be believed without any attempt to weigh whatever evidence there is to look into any given case. Really? Let's hear that again.
DSA, abandoning you, without hearing all of the facts. And I think that between what happened to you and what happened to Alex Morse, who was accused, well, there were some extremely vague accusations against Morse, which is actually something the cases have in common. And a lot of people who I think.
Well, so what? So what if they're vague? You assumed, you said to me, just a minute, I'll find it again. You said to me, I don't really literally mean believe all women, but take these accusations seriously and don't default to the assumption that women is lying. So of course, why, Ben, this is exactly how it's supposed to happen, according to you. Someone gave vague allegations, so what? It's to be taken seriously. You don't assume the woman is lying. That's how it works. I would destroy you in a debate, Ben. Sorry, Mr. Burgess. I would destroy you because you can never keep it straight. You believe in this stuff. When I asked you, it was basically a rhetorical question. You believe in it. You just don't believe in it when it happens to you. It's that simple. Now, let me show you this. This is a guy I was arguing with. He says, this is Richard Linden. Ben Burgess with Shahid Buttar over his false accusation. Why? Why did Ben Burgess bother with men's rights issue when he backs listen believe? A woman is accused Buttar. Buttar is guilty. End of story. Yes. Oh, dude, calm down. I don't have time to monitor your replies. I have, oh yeah, this is just nonsense from earlier. Also, he's talking about Buttar, okay. I'm voting for him, but he wasn't going to beat Pelosi. Also, his polyamorous lifestyle is a huge liability. Buttar hired a woman in question, so maybe he should have looked into her background a bit more, because it seems like people were ready and willing to talk about how crazy she was. This Richard Linden, by the way, do you see that, Ben Burgess? He's victim blaming Buttar. He's victim blaming. But the simple fact is this woman can only hurt Buttar if people backed, listen, and believe. It's that simple. And so he's basically saying, how does Buttar stop this woman from harming him when it's listen, believe? Any woman at any time can come and harm him, or you, or me. So he's putting hyper agency onto Buttar, like he has control over the world. Also, this is an integrity issue, not a men's rights issue. Oh my God. Oh my God. So I appropriately called him a loser. You are victim blaming Buttar, which he is. Whether Buttar is capable of winning or losing doesn't mean he deserves to be falsely accused. See, this is it. This is it, Ben. This guy was basically admitting, like I said in my earlier video, that he only cares about Buttar and his rights as a human being if he has something to give him. But if he wasn't going to win, he didn't care. These are leftists, liberals. Which one is it, by the way, Ben? Are you guys leftists or are you liberals? But it doesn't matter because you guys behave the same. You act like every other kind of category of man. We all have the same rooted behavior. Also, he's a man falsely accused because of his gender. So it's a men's rights issue, which is true. You don't want it to be so you can hide your head in the sand. See, Richard Linden, he's on your side, Ben, and he agrees with you. And so what I really annoy is the fact that all of a sudden someone will come around the comment section and say, sorry, they're not leftists, we're liberals. So all of a sudden you start talking like these people are someone other than you. They're progressives or they're leftists, and you're what? Not one of those? Like, your answer to me was total BS. Sorry. I'm calling you out. And look, Alex Catt put it. You are a loser, talking to Richard Linden, which he is, victim blaming your own candidate because you refuse to call out Me Too and female false accusations. You deserve to have your candidate lose, frankly. He is on point. He is on point, Mr. Burgess. You guys deserve to lose. Because frankly, you only care about Buttar as long as he can do something for you. As soon as he can, you believe in listen and believe. You believe women should be able to accuse it, and people take their accusations seriously. Now, what is it? S. God is taken. He tries to make the argument about it being political and not. He wants to try and avoid the fact that it's really gender dynamics. He said the woman who accused Buttar did the same thing in 2006 to another male candidate. I mean, I don't want to get bogged down in the details, but this seems more like an attempt to discredit a progressive than anything else. Oh, he is a progressive. Can you guys make up your mind whether the progressives and the leftists and the liberals are different or the same? The entire left in San Francisco seems to have decided Nancy Pelosi's patronage is more important than trying, maybe failing to get a speaker place with a progressive. Look, I wouldn't even say, look, even I down here say, look, I'll allow this for as a possibility. As they say, twice is coincidence, 3 times is a trend. You see a third time, it could be an indication. I'm not allowing for it, all right? But that being said, if it turns out to be the truth, it can only happen because the left wing has enabled false accusations through embracing listen and believe and hashtag Me Too. Women will not falsely accuse male candidate if she has to prove her accusation and punishment is handed out for false accusations, false claims, sorry. This makes perfect sense. You know, now this is what Scott says. Hashtag Me Too has been weaponized by the fascists and neoliberals both. Do you remember Al Franken? Now that's, before I get into that, I don't have to get any further. It's already weaponized. Me Too is a weaponized thing against, listen to me thing. It's weaponized already. It's women being able to attack men while avoiding the legal system, right? So all that's happened, if they actually are using it in a political sense, as a political tool, it's because they found a loaded gun on the ground. It's already been weaponized. I mean, what smart political candidate wouldn't think of using it, since men are already being destroyed by it, right? We even pointed out that. After all, Me Too has damaged non-political targets way before the political targets. Cosby wasn't involved in the political landscape, was he? Exactly. Exactly. The first people to get taken out were usually guys who had nothing to do with politics. So, I mean, even if people are starting to use it, Scott, the simple fact is that wasn't its purpose. It's already been weaponized, and its purpose is that the average woman on the street can attack any kind of man, not just the average man, but these high-ranking men. That's what it is.
Mean people pushing this stuff, but lots of people on the left, just assumed right in their initial reactions that where there's smoke there must be fire, right? That if there's an accusation.
Yes, of course, Ben. You've even said it for the third time. If you want to take a woman's accusation seriously, then that's what they're doing. They did it with Buttar. Oh my God. This is what you guys back. You just said it, Ben. You said it. Like you said, my views, believe women don't literally mean believe all women, but take these accusations seriously and don't default to the assumption that the woman is lying. That's exactly what happened there. That's the starting point. Ben, I can't call you a liar, but man, I mean, how can one not attempt into the other? I mean, at the very least, it's going to gum up the political works, isn't it? At the very least, it's going to put men's lives on halt. Can you imagine trying to get by in your life as a man and having to stop and fight off these false accusations? Because some women they actually hate men. They have nothing to lose by gumming up your life. Any smart, vicious person can just look at this and realize, hey, I can just do this with impunity. Even if it's like concern trolling, if I was a concern troll, I could waste your time, Ben Burgess, by coming on here and pretending I'm a good person, and make you go back and forth. It's a way of causing trouble for men at the very least. And this is something very important, Mr. Burgess. Look at this. When you say take the accusation seriously by default, I said, no, that line is BS. Women have never been assumed to be lying. If they were, Me Too wouldn't be as successful as it is with false accusations. Absolutely true. And if you believe in what Listen Believe actually is, so if you don't believe in it, say so publicly. Disavow #MeToo. He won't do that. Ben Burgess, you will never do this. Because you know what? You'll hurt your channel. Because the left has entirely embraced feminism. So you won't do it. In the case of Shahid, I think the allegations, this is Ben talking, have been almost entirely discredited. Now I said, so what? That's like saying someone tried to rob Shahid and he got away, so everything is fine. No need to make robbery illegal. Yes, exactly. #MeToo has to be discredited, and there now has to be, if someone uses it, there has to be legal action against the user. Get it? This is what you fight for. If you want to fight for a better world, Ben Burgess, what you have to do not only is clear out this #MeToo shit. Get rid of it. Start fighting against it. And then your political candidates won't be up for an attack. Thank you, Mr. Burgess. I hope we get this straight finally.